have enough time to pack up and prepare yourself for camp, this is what your bedroom is going to look like. And this is my back. Nothing fancy, nothing serious. Like, I just got my letter today. Today! What am I supposed to do?
Okay, so let's tell them the punishment.
Those were the voices of my beautiful angels. I miss them so much. You know when they say life can be going on and then NYSC will just come like a thief in the night and surprise you. Yep, this was my case. Go to camp on such short notice. When you don't have enough time to pack up and prepare yourself for camp, this is what your bedroom is going to look like. And this is my bag. Nothing fancy, nothing serious. Like, I just got my letter today.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, so we're back to the beginning of me trying to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do. So stay with me. It's going to be quite an eventful ride. There was a whole lot of long story. At this point, my mom had already dropped me at the park. There was a little bit of heat going on here and there, but, well, I've committed my journey into God's hands and the Lord is in control. Please, a little pro tip. If you're traveling and you get to the point where you're dragging seats with somebody, my darling, please leave that seat alone and find another one. Now, at this point, we had already taken off from Kaduna and heading straight to Abuja. I said it before, I'm still going to say it again. Do not drag seats with anybody while you're traveling. And you know me, I'll definitely carry my hook along with me because who is going to be bored? Not me.
The insult you give me, I will not give you any insult. It's not your back.
So there was something that happened during this trip and I realized something. Sometimes we tend to complain that, oh, drivers are so rude, drivers are this, drivers are that. But times when drivers are actually being polite, we don't get to understand them because something actually went down. I'm not going to give you guys the amebo. If you want amebo, tell me in the comments, I will gist you. At this point, we're already in Abuja and my goodness, it was pretty heated. He had apologized for something here, but everyone was still angry with him for doing what he had chosen to do. And it was just showing how a lot of times everybody will be talking, but nobody is actually listening. Because I was the only calm-headed person in that vehicle, and I heard the apologies that he was laying, but no one was listening. So it is well anyway, let's move. At this point, we're already in Abuja, like I said, at the fuel station to get something, and I had to get something to eat. To be cool, please. I've not eaten anything since morning. I did not kill anybody. But I was already hurrying to get to the airport. You see this airport part, I don't know how I got in heaven. If you see the way I was rushing, if I had known I was going to come and sit down here and wait, if you go back, you will see 4:11. My flight was supposed to leave by 5. I spent hours waiting. You can see the people gathered there. We were waiting for when we're going to hear it's time to leave. After we spent time waiting, some people's flight got cancelled, some people were angry, a lot of heat in the air. At some point, I just became confused. I was now thinking to myself, let it not be that my actual flight, they've already boarded and they're getting set to leave and I'm just here sitting down. God. I started looking at my tickets to find out, and this was the point where they gave us food because it was already past 7 Long story short, thank God delay cannot be denial. At this point, it was already, I think, 8 or so, and the bus came to pick us, and we were on our way. God in heaven, the way I was so tired, like, there was no form of energy in me to even push through. I was just dragging myself because I'm supposed to be in Uyo, and it's already night. It's a place I've never been before. My goodness. At this point, the few people I had met were just positive and happy that our flight did not get cancelled. Because what was I supposed to do in Abuja by this time of the night, for heaven's sake? First off, pardon how I was holding the camera. I don't know, I was tired, but I still wanted to capture something at some point. I got into the plane with a lot of anger, well, bad blood in me, but I was really, really happy. Like when we got settled in and the pilot actually explained what went down. The fact that he's a Nigerian and he really explained how the whole thing happened and
Sincerely
apologized.
apologize for the
Man, I
delay of
felt
this
happy
service.
at last and I felt calm. I just basically relaxed and was just waiting for us to take off. The moment when my chest used to start beating. Honestly, I was so happy at the fact that they actually apologized. It was so relaxing. And even I think the air hostess, that's the cabin crew, they came up. Those girls are just too fine. You can't stay angry. Sorry, those ladies, they are just too fine. I couldn't stay mad. And I think there was also a little bit of an apology from them. And it's like, thank God, at least what's important is that I am finally leaving. At this point, I was just so grateful that I wasn't alone on this journey because God knows I would have just sat down somewhere to cry. Because what do you mean I'm leaving this far from home and I'm totally on my own? God, I'm so grateful for the provision that God made for me through the wonderful people and my family, honestly. I don't know why it was at this point of my journey that I remembered that thing on our call-up letter where NYSC advises not to travel late. I did not even have a choice. This was when we were looking for where I'll pass the night in Uyo. I think it was almost either 12 or so. This was my bags. God in heaven, whenever I recount this journey, I am just thankful for God's mercy, honestly. Yeah, this was the first place that we went into, or was it the second? No, I think this was the second place. Yeah, this was me looking around. It was pretty nice, pretty comfortable, even though I was so anxious against the remaining part of my trip. I really liked it here, even though it was short. Their services was really nice. You want to have a mirror picture, but Android will shame you. Not for long. So I just checked into my room, and this was what I was given on my flight. I was just too tired to eat anything. We have this, and then there's this granite crunchies, and we have. I think this is 35. Is it 35? Oh, this 30 cl of water, and then juice and sweets. So thank you to Ibom Air, even though I wasn't really happy that my flight was like super delayed, but you guys delivered. Yeah, there's a serviette. I just saw this. So all of this came from this little bag, and I actually like the gift bag packaging. Rise and shine, my people. The next morning on my way to a park to continue. I think my journey was divided into 3 parts. 6 to 7. Wednesday in Uyo. Yes, from Kaduna to Abuja, and then from Abuja to Uyo, and then now to Cross River State. Uyo is very, very beautiful. Like, I'd like to visit there again. Anyone who says that Nigerians are not intelligent is a joker, because even the least person that you underestimate is so intelligent. Because tell me why all of those things that we saw on the floor and many more still found their way into the back of that vehicle and we had space to sit. Like, how do they pack all those things? Sometimes when you're in a public space, do not be quick to act. Observe the people around you and then learn from them. Before I travel, most times I like to eat myself, so I don't go on the road and then I am looking for a food myself. I just went to the bathroom only to find out that nothing came out. So I just paid 100 naira for nothing here in Uyo Central Park. So this girl was pressed and she was looking for it to eat herself, and she was, looking into the bushes and the corners to go and do her business. And then this woman just shouted like, hello, if you know you want a piece, go and meet somebody, let them show you. I was like, hey, whoa. All roads lead to Cross River State. When I tell you I'm so grateful to God about my trip, I mean I am so grateful, because what do you mean my family was really supportive from the beginning, both internal and external. And then getting to Cross River, or the park heading to Cross River, I met someone, we're still friends, and it was such an amazing journey. We had intellectual conversations, educational, everything in between. It was so refreshing, especially for someone like me who really enjoys having to talk to people and getting to learn from them through conversations. And yeah, he was a little bit kind and a little bit of a gentleman, even though I know he still has his worry here and there. But it was such an amazing journey. From Uyo to Obubra, we were talking non-stop. I am not even joking. We were talking non-stop. Beautiful conversations, by the way. After what seemed like forever, we finally got to where we were going to get bike down to camp. And my goodness, as someone who doesn't like bikes, this was the longest bike trip of my entire existence. And why do those bike men tend to drag you? I don't understand. I was just begging God, like, God, please let me get to my destination safe and sound.
So if there's danger
The
now, how do you
roads,
want to start
everything
running
was
up?
just scary.
There's army everywhere.
There's army everywhere.
Army is there now.
This was when I made it to Obubra camp. It's about to go down. Hasta mañana.